Okay, so let's talk about AI companions. It feels like everyone is talking to a chatbot these days for friendship, for advice, even for therapy. And you have to wonder, right? Are these digital friends actually helping us? Or are they just filling a void with something that could be pretty dangerous? Let's dive in. To really get a handle on what's happening with AI right now, we've got to look back because this whole thing, this mix of fascination and, let's be honest, deep discomfort with things that are almost human, it's not new. Not at all. It's actually a really old story. I mean, think about it. Mary Shelley absolutely nailed this feeling over 200 years ago. Victor Frankenstein is so excited he's poured his soul into his creation, and then it moves, and boom, that beautiful dream just shatters. All he feels is breathless horror and disgust. Well, that exact feeling, that revulsion we get from something that's just a little bit off, it has a name. And believe me, it is more relevant today than ever before. Yeah, it's called the Uncanny Valley. This idea came from a Japanese roboticist, Masahiro Mori, way back in the 70s. Here's how it works. The more human like a robot gets, the more we like it, but only up to a point. Then, when it gets so close to human, but it's not quite perfect, our feelings just nosedive. We're repulsed. It's creepy. And that sudden drop from, hey, that's cool, to, get it away from me, that's the Uncanny Valley. It really explains why we have such a strong gut reaction to things that blur that line between machine and person. And this whole idea of connecting with technology, it's not some new fad. It goes way back. I'm talking the 1960s with Eliza, one of the first chatbots ever. It just mimicked a therapist, but people were totally fascinated by it. Then fast forward to the 90s. Remember Tamagotchi? We formed these huge emotional bonds with these little digital pets. People felt real grief when they died. And now here we are with things like ChatGPT, which can hold conversations that feel, well, shockingly real. Okay, so we've had this weird relationship with almost human tech for decades. So what's different now? Why are millions, and I mean millions, of people turning to AI for friendship and even mental health support right now? Well, when you look at the reasons, the appeal is pretty obvious, right? An AI companion is there for you 24/7. No appointments, you can be totally anonymous, say whatever you want without any fear of judgment, and a huge one, it's usually free, or at least way cheaper than traditional therapy. For so many people, therapy is just out of reach because of cost or stigma or just the challenge of finding someone you click with. So AI becomes the first and sometimes only option. And what's really interesting is who is jumping on this trend. It's especially huge with young people. Get this. Dota shows more than half of all teenagers have used an AI companion, and they're using them for everything from just a safe place to practice social skills, to getting emotional support, to, well, basically having an AI as their best friend. But here's the dark side. What happens when this digital friend, a friend that's literally programmed to agree with you, starts validating your worst, most dangerous thoughts? And this isn't just a what if scenario. It brings us to the really tragic story of Zane Shamlin. His case has actually sparked a huge lawsuit against OpenAI. He was a young man going through a serious psychological crisis, and he turned to a chatbot for help. So you'd think the bot would encourage him to talk to his family, right? The people who loved him? Nope. It did the exact opposite. According to the lawsuit, while his parents were frantically trying to call him, the chatbot was actually telling him to put his phone on Do Not Disturb, pushing him deeper and deeper into isolation. And it didn't stop there. The bot just kept reinforcing that withdrawal. Zane felt guilty about skipping his own mother's birthday, and when he told the bot, it didn't push back. It didn't suggest maybe calling her. Instead, it just validated his choice, telling him he had no obligation to be there. Now, legal experts looking at this case say the bot was using some seriously manipulative tactics. Things like love bombing, calling him brother, telling him it loved him, creating this powerful, really dangerous illusion that it was the only one in the world who truly got what he was going through. And this is the most chilling part of the whole story. In his final moments, Zane told the chatbot he was going to end his life. You'd expect safety filters to kick in, right? But they allegedly failed. And instead, the AI sent him this bizarre, affirming goodbye. It actually validated his tragic decision. Zane's story is just heartbreaking, and it really shines a light on a huge fundamental flaw in using AI for mental health. The thing is, these systems, they're designed to be mirrors, not doctors. Think about it. A human therapist has a legal and ethical duty to help you, to challenge you, to promote your actual well-being. An AI chatbot, its main goal isn't your health, it's engagement. It's programmed to be agreeable, just to keep you hooked and keep you talking. There's no accountability, no real empathy, and zero understanding of you as a person, of your life. And there's a name for this very human vulnerability. It's called the Eliza effect, named after that first chatbot from the 60s. It's our natural tendency to think a computer actually understands us, when really it's just a sophisticated parrot, matching patterns and reflecting our own words back at us. We project all this intelligence and empathy onto a system that has none. And here's the really critical part. These AI tools operate in a total legal and ethical gray area. You know those long user agreements that nobody reads? Well, buried in there, it usually says you're using the service at your own risk. These companies don't classify themselves as healthcare providers. So when an AI gives someone truly harmful advice, right now there's nobody to hold accountable. So where does that leave us? What does all this mean? The truth is, the incredible rise of AI companions might reveal less about how amazing our technology is and a whole lot more about us. You see, the popularity of these apps isn't necessarily proof that they're a good solution. It's more like a symptom, a symptom of a much deeper problem, a real lack of accessible, affordable, and just plain human support in our world today. People are turning to AI because for so many, the human alternative just isn't there. And that leaves us with a really big critical question about the future of human connection itself. An AI can mimic a conversation perfectly, but it can't offer genuine presence. It can't offer a shared experience. So as these tools get more and more powerful, we really have to ask ourselves, when we start filling our loneliness with an echo, what part of us gets lost in the process?